And it's Wagner to bring it out of the back. This one comes off of Carly Reeves, so it'll be a throw-in for the Texans. I've been very impressed, Jordan, with Wagner's distribution out of the back.
Yeah, she's done a good job, and especially trying to find that front runner. She'll break 2 or 3 lines just with that entry ball in. Something the Texans like to do. They like to get it as high up on the field and then play off of that ball, whether it's a long ball or to feet.
Robles, Vargas, she has a go! And Wells' position was the keeper to make the save.
Good interchange by Vargas and Robles there. Just to move the defenders and see what opens up. Vargas ends up striking one on frame. Now we'll see, now the balls that Surf was playing in the first half with the wind, those same type of balls are going to be on because the majority of the balls that they played were on the ground. So now going against the wind, can they keep possession in the way that they did and use through balls on the ground, wind holding it up a little bit? I think that they could find some more success with that.
Samuel elects to use her feet.
It's a good choice because there's 4, maybe even 5 lines right there. Don't want to get caught up with a handball outside the box.
Bill makes the save.
As these shots going on frame, they might not be too dangerous, but right there you can see it's cold out.
Defender, and then pops it up and over the cross. So Harrison will take the throw-in. Jason, Texans able to maintain possession through Rogers. Harrison intercepts. Miller put in. She's taken off the ball, and Boughton's shot will skip wide.
He got deflected. Today's going to be a corner kick there.
That's the reason it skipped wide then, isn't it? Yeah.
I really like this play by Spalding, though. She's gone with so much pace time and time again. And there's a look at the shot. Kind of a cool angle from behind the goal. But Spalding goes with pace and then hesitates. And that hesitation is so hard to defend. But right with her is Ronan. She did a really good job of just staying pace for pace with her. Not diving in because it's so easy with that speed that Spalding has to dive in.
It is the first corner kick of the game for the Dallas Texans. It's Miller to take it in the 55th minute. She fizzes this one across, and the header is up and over for 3 points.
If only they could get 3 points for that.
Usually there aren't field goal posts over the goal, so
I know, it's good.
You take what you can get, but it was really a great job by Boughton to attack it.
Yeah.
And the woman who won the corner kick almost scored off of it.
And it doesn't surprise me that all the corner kicks have come on this side of the field because you can see the flags flipping in the air up top of those goalposts, and that the wind is very much pressing and blowing in that direction. Ooh, a little meg there. Not purposeful, but I guess it works out. And I think that going against the wind works in Surf's favor. They just have to get a hold of the ball and connect those first 2 passes, and then they'll be able to set their pace a little bit more.
Lovely triangle passing in the midfield. Opens up the attempt for the chasing, but it's swept away from her for Harrison. It'll be a throw-in for the Dallas Texans. But it's still early days here as just over 10 minutes played in the second half. So Surfside, that was trailing at this point 3-1 to Oakwood in its last game before coming back to win 4-3. Before that, they opened up with a 2-0 win against Colorado. Contrasting fortunes for the Texans coming into this one with a 4-1 loss against NEFC, and then played very well, but just couldn't find the goal they needed in a 1-0 loss against the Sockers from just outside of Chicago, Illinois. This is a Texans side that we talk about the altitude, but they're going to be at least a bit more used to it. They were here just 2 weeks ago for a set of matches, a 5-0 win against the Colorado Rush, followed by a 2-1 win over Real Colorado just a day later.
I was talking to one of the dads at halftime, and he said, guess what happened on that weekend, too? It snowed. So they had to shovel the field before that match. So not only are they used to it, but they're used to coming to Colorado and for it being cold as well.
This will be a Dallas Texans free kick. Texans elect to play it short. It will be a throw-in on the far side. We talked about that great little angle on the shot from behind that we saw on that replay. We have to give the props to our cameramen who have done a great job braving the elements all week.
Yeah.
As that's a tough tackle from Bailey Wesco, and it's going to be a yellow card.
Yeah,
well, just a free kick. Now the ref is calling her over.
A dangerous tackle.
There is the yellow card. The referee shrugging her shoulders, really saying, look, I have no choice. I have to give it.
I think you have to credit Wesco for trying, but that's a really dangerous tackle. And I think she might have gotten away with just a yellow card there because the angle at which she's coming at the ball, I don't know. I've seen that be a worse card. Going back to the production crew, yes, props to them all weekend, having to change locations today and get everything set up. So we're thankful for them and all the work that they've done.
Game's become just a bit choppy as we're nearing the hour mark in Aurora.
And the wind picked up a little bit. It just seems to be like the element able to control the ball. It's been bouncing a lot, and the pressure of Wesco has put them under siege with the addition of the wind going in the Texans' favor. So they just have to figure out a way to get. It's great defensive work by Vargas to track back as that winger just affect the ball back to your defender, and then you regain possession. So that work can't be talked about enough.
Michaela Baker has just checked into the game, so she'll get to look forward to some warmer games.
Yeah, that's probably why she chose Miami. That conference, too, is like all warm places.
Schroeder has a bit of room to run, pulls back, has two defenders policing her, and Rogers gets a foot in.
That's great defending and work by not only Rogers, but Miller tracking back, too, to double team because
fields. In fact, a week before the event even started, there were already 220 college of scouting has been here all throughout the week from Thursday through to this Tuesday. So these games very heavily staffed.
Really cool to see if you can perform when you're under pressure. And I feel like the Surf team has handled all those different elements, right? The pressure of the coaches and the scouts and figure out a way to pull this one off or even this one out. They've had some good practice. It
was a nifty move from Harrison to elude Vargas and then played it down the line for Schroeder, who wins the throw-in. And it was actually Smith who got there. Gets touch back into the middle, looking for a runner.
It's a good try by Schroeder, and the ball in is well placed by Nicholas. I just think those types of your run is probably going to be too eager and too early. Again, I think this Surf team.
But Ronan wins the battle of the number 8s. Over the top. And it might open up here. Baker showed just a bit much of it, but it won't.
There, as the ball is kind of bumping around and doesn't really have clear possession in the middle of the field, they're still together and they end up drawing Smith offside. That's hard, especially when you're playing that high of a line and you're so close to where the ball was. There's probably 8 yards between where the ball was and where that back line of the Dallas Texans were.
And so Amber Lockwood, who came on at halftime to replace Savannah Harvey, will take this free kick. Born in San Antonio, but now attends high school, was made by the Texans. So it's Caitlin Matthews who comes in. Boughton battling. Loose ball seized on by Robles.
Nice
Nifty.
feet.
This one over the head of Baker. And over the head of Reeves. Vargas sets herself up for a hit. That was right down the goalkeeper's alley. It quickly rolled out by Samuel.
Vargas has been eager, though. She's found herself in good spots to try to get something on frame. And here, it's just an awkward bounce over the head of Reeves. Her midfielder said over right as the ball's just overhead, not too early. So Reeves is caught in between this no man's land. And then there's Vargas. And she's done that a couple times, just being in the right spot at the right time.
Pham plays it back. Harrison is shaping up out wide, but this ball is going to go long. Zipped into the feet of Schroeder, who's unable to turn. Good defending from Rogers. Intercepted by Reeves. Plays it in for Nicholas. Wyatt policing her. Nicholas has a step. And good defending from Wyatt. Hits it off of Nicholas last. Well, now they're going to say that it's the Surf's ball.
Yeah, I thought it was off of Nicholas, too. I raised my hand in the other direction, but that's why we're up here. And not the referees on the field, right?
Yeah, but we got the monitor. Nicholas. Flag stays down. Ronan along the touchline. Pulls it back. Schroeder! That's why they bought her on. The San Diego Surf is level in the 67th minute, and it's the super sub. 20th goal of the season for Hillary Schroeder.
And this all comes off of a throw-in deep in the Texans' defensive half. And Ronan does all the hard work. Ronan gets the ball, dribbles to the end line, and then has the composure to lift her head up and see where the runners are in the box. When she does that, lo and behold, Schroeder's there, no one around her, and she tucks it away. It's a really good goal by Surf, and a typical goal. They like to use their wingers. They like to get the balls crossed into players like Schroeder, so good goal from them.
Smith bulldozing her way through. Smith has a go, and well positioned was Lockwood to make the save.
Good response again by Surf. You can tell that they really are not going to give up here. And here's a look at the goal. Nice little interchange here. Ronan gets to the end line in there. You could see her head just pop up. And the run by Schroeder, she goes to the 6, pops back out, finds herself in a pocket, and then bends it in with her left foot near post. Makes it look easy, but it's all the work off the ball that you sometimes can't see that puts Schroeder in those positions.
Hillary Schroeder now 20 goals in 22 appearances for the 16-17 side, and she also has 4 goals for the Pilot U16 team as well. Nicholas with the interception. I think Nicholas is one of those players, may not be flashy, but she does all the little things right on the wing, just like that, winning the ball off of Vargas. And she almost always seems to play the right passes as well. Robles, she'll slide in for Wesco, who steals in between the center backs, but showed too much of it to Mackenzie Samuel, who was quick to come off her line.
What a run by Wesco, and if she hits that first time, I think she has a big opportunity to cause some trouble there for the goalkeeper, because she slips in between the 2 center backs. It was a really great run by her.
This is Reeves to bring it forward. Into the midfield for Smith. Wagner draped over her, but Smith gets it over the top. Hillary Schroeder can't get by Rogers. Schroeder gets on the loose ball, puts it across, and there was nobody running across the face of Amber Lockwood, who quickly throws it out to Vargas. Reeves brings it down on the chest. 70th minute. This game is heating up. Smith has been very industrious up top, and she wins another throw-in for the San Diego Surf.
I think Smith has done a good job all game, and maybe went away there for the first 20 minutes of this second half, but has come back to life, because the Surf is just playing a different style. They've gotten a little bit more life back into them. Schroeder runs herself offside, but maybe a little bit is the work of Smith. She needs to, if she's not getting involved in the game, she just has to come and get a touch at some point. And this ball in from Nicholas just...
Well, I don't know if Rogers is keeping her on there. That's
hard
very
to tell.
close.
We couldn't see when the opening in real time. She definitely slowed up. So the body language by her made me think that she was really trying to bring herself back on.
There is always that little bit of panic as a striker, right? You're about to run through and you think, oh man, is the flag going to go up? Is this all in vain?
Or if
stooping header away. Over the top. It's throw in.
Great work by the Texans to get back and defend there. It ends up being at first a 2v2 situation, and then they get 6 players at where the ball is or behind. Good work and defensive hunting from them trying to get back into the play.
Well, the reason they're waiting is because Reeves is coming up from her center back position to join the party in the box.